Have you ever wondered if a machine could compose music that actually, really moves you? Today, we're going to dive deep into the world of AI and see how it's learning the very human language of melody and harmony. So, can a computer write a symphony? I mean, that question used to be pure science fiction, right? But believe it or not, we're getting pretty darn close to making that a reality. So let's kind of rewind a bit and see how we even got here, starting with the very early days.
To really get how amazing AI music is today, we've got to look back at how it all started. And honestly, it was pretty rigid. The first attempts at this were less about art and more about just following a program. The music it made, yeah, it sounded exactly like you'd expect, robotic.
See, back in the day, computer music was all about rules. Think of it like a super sophisticated player piano. It could only play exactly what you programmed into it, no more, no less. But now, we've got deep learning, and that's a whole different ballgame. It's more like a human music student. It just listens to tons and tons of music and starts to feel out the patterns, the styles, even the emotions behind it.
And that was the big problem, right? These rule-based systems were stuck in a box. They couldn't be creative. They couldn't learn or adapt. The music just felt, well, lifeless. It was all math, no soul.
The real game changer was when we completely flipped the script. Instead of trying to feed the AI a music theory textbook, we just said, hey, listen to this. We started teaching it to learn from all the incredible music that humans have already made.
But how does a computer actually understand music? I mean, it's just ones and zeros to a machine. Well, it's through this really cool idea called embeddings. You can think of it as the AI's musical dictionary. It translates every note, every chord into a special numerical language. It's like a giant map where similar sounding notes and chords are put close together. So the AI can literally see that a C major chord is a close neighbor to a C minor chord. This map, this is the language it speaks.
Okay, so here's how we actually teach it. First, you take a bunch of music, usually from MIDI files, and digitize it. Then you use those embeddings we just talked about to turn it all into numbers. And this is the clever part. You turn the music into a bunch of tiny puzzles. You show the AI a sequence of notes, like do, re, mi, and its job is to guess the next one, fa. You make it solve millions and millions of these little puzzles, and eventually it starts to figure out the rules of music all by itself.
And all that learning led to something huge, a massive breakthrough, really. We finally got an AI that could remember things. Because let's be honest, you can't write a decent song if you can't even remember the last note you just played, right?
This brings us to something called an LSTM. It stands for long short-term memory, and it's a type of AI that basically works one step at a time, note by note. The really important thing here is its memory. It can remember the last few notes it just came up with, which helps it decide what should come next. That's how you get a melody that actually makes sense and flows together.
And here's how it gets better. It's this simple little loop. The AI predicts the next note. Then it checks its prediction against the actual note from the original song. If it was wrong, and it will be, a lot at first, it tweaks its own brain just a little bit to do better next time. Now imagine it doing that millions, even billions of times. That's how it slowly but surely masters a musical style.
So yeah, an LSTM is kind of like a musician who can remember the last few notes they played. And for creating a nice flowing melody, that's fantastic. But there's a catch. What about the bigger picture?
I mean, an LSTM is great at remembering the last few bars, but what if you need to bring back a theme from, say, 2 minutes ago? The LSTM's memory isn't perfect. It can kind of fade over time. So maintaining that big picture song structure, that's a real challenge for it.
And that very problem, the need to see the whole canvas, is what led to the next massive leap forward in AI music. And that would be the transformer architecture.
Transformers are an absolute game changer. Forget going note by note. Transformers use this wild mechanism called self-attention that lets them look at the entire song all at once. The best way to think about it is this. An LSTM is like a guitarist improvising a solo. A transformer, well, that's the conductor with the entire symphony score laid out in front of them. It sees everything from beginning to end.
So here's a quick breakdown of the difference. LSTMs are awesome for things like melodies, because of that step-by-step memory. But transformers, because they can see the whole thing globally, are what you need for a full composition. They can handle repeating themes, complex harmonies, all that good stuff that makes a song feel like a complete journey.
Now, this stuff isn't just stuck in a research lab somewhere. It's out in the real world right now, and people are using it to make all kinds of things.
For instance, take a tool like Amper Music.
You don't have to be a musician at all. You just type in what you want, like, give me a happy cinematic song, make it 2 minutes long and use piano and strings. You hit a button and boom, in seconds, the AI spits out a totally original, royalty-free track just for you. It's incredible.
So who's actually using this? Well, you've probably heard it without even knowing. YouTubers, businesses making ads, people creating online courses, they're all using AI to get custom music for their stuff. It's kind of democratizing music, you know? You don't need a huge budget anymore, just an idea. So what's next? Where is all this heading? Well, the really exciting part isn't about AI replacing musicians. It's about AI and humans working together.
I mean, just imagine this. An AI that can jam with a live jazz band, improvising right alongside them. Or an AI that can compose a movie score on the fly, changing the music based on the emotions happening on screen. Or what about an AI that could read a poem you wrote and turn it into a melody? The possibilities are, honestly, pretty mind-blowing.
And that's really the main thing to remember. The goal here isn't to replace human creativity, it's to enhance it. These AIs are becoming incredible creative partners that can help an artist break through writer's block or just discover sounds they never would have thought of on their own.
So that leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? Will the next great composer be an algorithm? As these tools get smarter and smarter, the very definition of what it means to be a composer is going to change. And that's a future we're all going to be a part of. Thanks for tuning in.